you asked for it. So your reins were a little bit long there. You could have done a little bit more preparation into that trot.
Don't know if you noticed, but she started that on her own.
Oh yeah, wow. I wonder why. Did she hear me say trot?
No, I think she's through.
Yeah, she did. And that's part of being organized, that you can be on top of it.
I won't be here Wednesday, eh? Well, I'm not looking forward to it, but
You got your hospital thing.
yeah, they said between 4 to 8 hours.
Oh,
Shit,
nasty.
I'm the first one there. I'm going to be out by lunch.
That's really nice. Keep that trot like that. Okay, you can take your trot slightly larger. Don't go too far, maybe halfway down. Come back with a little half circle reverse and back in the other direction. So just transfer it a little bit down the long side. Okay, look over your shoulder and a half circle reverse. Keep the trot through the half circle. Don't let it back off. Good. Straighten up a little bit onto your left hand, right leg. And into your right hand circle. A little bit more inside bend, just a tad. A little bit more. Good. Okay, so straight away on the circle from the center line there, ride a straighter on the circle for half a circle. Just half circle straighter. And half a circle counter bend. Straight out. Good. Awesome. And a little bit of straightness back to the inside bend. Awesome. Okay, and transfer this down the long side, about halfway down, and a half circle reverse. Coming back towards us. Good. Eyes up. Left leg on, left hand. Bit of inside bend. Right, from the center line at the bottom, first half of the circle straight, second half of the circle counter bend. Make sure she's straight, inside leg. Right, now a little bit of counter bend for the second half. Keep it, good. And straighten out, bring back the inside bend. And take your trot large all the way around. Straight line, follow the shadow. Just stay on the edge of that shadow all the way up. Take it large once more. Good ride.
She's almost good as me.
Yeah, it's coming on nice.
Yeah, she's doing very well.
Hold it together there. Good job. Edge of the shadow and bring it up. Straight line, straight horse, bowl to tail. Good job. Eyes up. Left leg on, inside bend, and circle. Right, next time round on the circle, over the 3 poles. Over the 3 poles.
Oh, I thought you said next time around.
Well, there you are. Okay, the front of that first pole, slightly bigger steps than what you've been doing. What? Don't you feel a difference right now? Okay, come again. Down, Cash. You left that turn a little bit late. You got caught out by it. Just the quickness that it came, okay? From here where you came back on the track, that can just form into a quarter circle approach. Right now, eyes on that front pole and go to it. On the circle. There. Keep going. That's it. And once more. You know, the success at any pole, and the poles can become jumps, and from small jumps they can become Olympic-sized jumps. The success at those poles, whether it's a pole on the ground like this or whether it's a huge jump, the success of that, 80% of the success is preparation set up by the rider. Good job. And stretch down the long side and come down to walk. Leg on. Heel down when you put that leg on. Getting to draw your heel up a little bit to keep your leg on. Try and keep that heel down. Alright, walk her on a long rein. Just give her a little breather. I think over everything that we've done the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've all been good. That's what it was. Okay? If you're 100% organized in what you're asking and execute it correctly, you'll get the 100% answer. And then the rest of it was faultless. The one step into the pole and the turn into it the first time off the right, coming up the long side, you left that a little bit late. But that's no fault of hers. That's where you set her again. So again, just tightening up on those things. The first time, 2 things. You know, when you come into competition, you generally only get one option to do it every time. You get one option to jump that first fence the first time. You get one option to jump the last fence for one time only. You've got to make it sure that you're correct with it, because you don't get a second chance to come around and do it again.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about. It's all about the accuracy and executing things first time out, getting them right first time and setting up for success. And I keep talking about jumps like that. It's, you know, we're not going to go there. We don't need to go there. I'm just using that as an example. It can be the same thing in any dressage movement that you're setting up for. It can be the start of a trail ride out at Campbell Valley Park that you set yourself up, and when you walk away from the mounting block, make sure you're organized. Yeah. Everything that's taken if you had to take anything from these riding experiences here and put it into another environment, be it Campbell Valley Park just for a trail ride, be it Thunderbird Show Park for the top show of the season, be it Maple Ridge at a mediocre show, be it Southlands at a clinic, whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to be different to what you experience here. You're going to feel an atmosphere that the horse is not used to. But the common denominator that the horse can relate to is that your ride shouldn't be any different. So the trust comes from what you've built at home here to take that in. Sure, it's all different to them and they're going to look around. But like I say, the common denominator is you sitting in the saddle asking the same thing. Where things start going a bit sideways is people often think, oh, we're in a fancy environment now, and they start asking things that they wouldn't even think of asking at home. Now the horse is totally up in the air because it's all straight.
Right.
Okay? You take what you learn at home and what you train at home and just put it in a different environment. That's the first step to getting out and showing horses.
Right.
And you can't make it a big change. It's just they've got to acclimatize to that. But the big common factor is that you're not asking anything different. And that they can relate to.
Go help Mom. She's got Grace in the back. Right?
Okay, here she comes.
Okay, don't help Mom.
It's Piper's got issues. Piper's got issues.
Oh, yeah.
She gets away with it.
Okay, when you're ready, let's pick up the trot. Down the side of the trot pole next there. Next time round. Do your circle. Okay. Where we've been riding before. You want to drop it down a little bit? And drop down the side to a 15-meter circle. Take a lot of numbers, supposed to see that the circle you've been dropping down to is like a 12. So think about this as being a 15, so slightly bigger than where you've been before. And that's it, that's it. It's a straight line, you've got a bit of inside edge. Turn the horse more off the outside edge. Right, now drop it down to a 10. That sequence of that doesn't change. Okay? That push out, dropping the outside hand, pushing out the inside hand. Then you want to go to straightening back on the outside hand. Cut that down to it. Right, let's do it once more. From the 20-meter circle, right straight to start, quarter circle straight. Start to spiral down to the 15. Okay. Hold the 15 now. Good. Awesome. Just go forward. Drop down to the 10. Hold the 10. Hold it. Outside rein. Outside rein. Hold it. Got a little bit big there. Okay, right. just change your rein by going out to a circle to the left around the poles. Drop back down onto your circle in a straight line. Start back on your circle in the center of the ring here. Excuse me. Line. Start the circle to the inside here. Right, on this far side here. Straighten the route on the 20-meter circle. Stiffness, resistance, everything. This side is not as good as the other side. And right from there, and drop it down. And down to a 10. Keep it.
God, it's noisy with these earphones.
Take a large, up past art, and just past art, come back to walk. Good rest. So Terence, when I say it's still evident that this side is not as good as the other side, you can feel that as well, can't you?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, she slows down more this way.
That's where the resistance is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm seeing, and that's why I say she's more fluid on the other side, and resistance is the argument.
Yeah.
Okay, when you're saying go and she's sucking back and the head's coming up a bit and not wanting to go, there's a resistance. And the resistance is lateral stiffness.
Yeah.
Okay, so all these exercises, plus the ones we're going to do just now with the lateral work, is all going to keep helping to supple her up.
Okay.
Now, to eliminate this totally, what we want is to be able to ride those two circles, do the 20, the 15, the 10, straight, but a counter bend, whatever, and open out, and not see a difference from one side to the other. I'm still seeing this side with the resistance, this left-hand side. And right from day one, whenever she resisted your leg in this corner here, it was first time out to the left. So nothing's changed, only we've taken it to another level, and it's not as bad.
Yeah. Oh, it's way better.
It's way better. But there's still that room for improvement. And only when you can't identify, if your eyes were closed, you really don't know which way around you're going. It feels exactly the same. That's what you're after. Okay? And you've got to be the judge of that. I can see so much, but you're going to feel more than what I can see.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, she. Both directions were easy, way easier to ride today.
And yeah, and that's going to keep getting better and better and better and better. But the riding is coming so much better from you. You know, before you had the excuse, oh, it's just my left leg, it's not coming off that. You know, it's not that excuse anymore.
No.
Because it's getting better, it's getting so much better, and your riding looks identical both ways. And I think you're feeling it also.
Yeah. Well, and over the weekend, I came to the conclusion that I've been riding horses that are too big for me all these years.
Your riding is looking
strong for
so good.
Huh?
Your riding is looking so good.
But
Your
I
position.
came to the conclusion that our horses were too strong for us.
Well, I don't have core strength to ride the warm
No,
blood.
but these ones are easier to ride because they actually accomplish something.
Yeah,
But Tash, when you get to the level that you're getting to now, you take this to a bigger horse, you're in a better position to ride the bigger horse. And that's, you know, often you sit where you were sitting a month ago.
A beautiful day, eh?
Riding the likes of Rossini or Zach.
Let me put it this way.
Is there anything new in the news? Because I didn't watch anything this morning.
In the lottery that is our life,
That you do, it's built
This
a
is
confidence and a better ride that
as
you
good
can
as it's
take
going to
that,
get.
that strength, that knowledge,
day.
and put it into
Yep.
a warm blood now, and you feel a big
Not
difference.
in pain and relative terms.
We'll just keep going.
Boy, there's some people living some shitty lives right now.
Oh, God, absolutely.
A little bit of that will work at the walk.
Yeah.
Go. Just walk
Like I said,
across to the far
I've,
side.
you know what, Art? I didn't have much formal schooling, but I was always an avid reader from the time I was 5
Well, I
years
know.
old.
Well, I know that.
And by the time I got out of school,
Yeah. But what?
I knew the world was a pretty shitty place, like for a lot of people, kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
like even as a young person, I went, "Hey, my life's not bad." And you know, Art, when I was 12 years old, they shot Martin Luther King. When I was 13, they shot Bobby Kennedy, then they shot John Kennedy, then Medgar Evers, then Malcolm X. By the time I left home at 16,
Yeah.
I'd seen 6 political assassinations, the
Nations.
Vietnam War, and I went, okay, adults are very serious about their politics. I was a kid at 16, out of the house. I was under no illusions.
Were you in high school, weren't you?
So, well,
So-
I finished grade 9.
Okay.
Then I started grade 10, then got expelled.
Vive la révolution!
Yeah, you got a good dictator there in Chile, eh? I like that. Him and Putin get together once in a while, eh? Putin says, if you come over to my country, just bring the condoms. Yeah. Where did she get it?
One more drive, they cut that guy down there. But they left it in the paddock. They cut the nail right in the paddock. Do you have any treats in your pockets?
See if I can swap her. She ate a whole one of those things. Good.
Walk towards me. Turn the shoulder.
I'm like, huh?
Big heel. Push it to the hip. Push it to the hip. Push it to the hip. Okay, but you want to feel, see when you push there, just like when you put that leg on, the shoulder kind of goes. Your hind foot is not natural. When you're walking down here, you push it back.
Okay, say
When
what?
you do this here, you want to do the same thing. The shoulder can stay in front. It's got to stay in front.
So what's going to happen if the Canucks do not make it into the playoffs?
They will scream
Bloody
in egg
murder.
for Jim Benning to be fired.
Equilini and his boys. There's rumblings that again, and I mentioned this to you several times, is that he should have, before the trading deadline, I know there wasn't much out there, the defense was a more important issue for the Canucks than the, because Besser is possibly coming back this week, eh?
Well, yeah, but apparently the word on the street is that Toffoli has been under review by the Aquilini boys for 3 years
For what?
because they wanted him.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, let's hope they keep him. Right?
Well, he's going to cost a lot of money.
Well, so be it. So they have to make some changes. You have to give up something to get something.
Like, fuck, you
know what I'm saying?
He's a very serious player. And
Well, yeah. You should see the moves he makes, right?
Oh, are you kidding? I know Toffoli. Fuck,
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck.
when they said they got him, I went,
Oh,
Canucks
yeah.
got Toffoli? Like, he's one of the best. He was one of the best
Well,
free
apparently
agents out
too,
there.
he wanted to come here if anywhere.
Well, he's played in Vancouver.
He's
a
played in
million
Vancouver
times.
millions. Yeah.
West Coast boy.
Oh
and all
yeah,
that, too.
absolutely.
But and he's no idiot. He knows the kind of talent he'd be playing with. Like the guys he was playing with were getting old, right?
Yeah.
Like he's playing with young stars again.
Well,
And he's only 27.
on the
so-
on Bob McKenzie on TSN,
Yeah, yeah.
and if some of the other boys, they were talking about the Canucks late last night. They were saying, yeah, if the Canucks don't make the playoffs, there's going to be people going to
Oh,
roll.
sure.
But however, they went on to say that if Benning does not, if he's still the GM, and if he doesn't make drastic changes on our defense, we will not make the playoffs again next season. If they keep the existing players, I'm not saying they're all bad, Mike, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying they have to do something. Because time and time again, they just stand around,
Well,
they leave opposing players right in the middle of the slot.
Here's
it's-
the problem, though, Art. The math doesn't ever lie. And there's so much analytics on every defenseman now. For instance, we know right now Chris Tanev is not good. Like right now, Chris Tanev
he's hurting, too.
statistically is not
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
They're going by him like a house on fire. A lot of turnovers occur when he's
And Tanev, to be honest, he was a
Tanev.
great
That's
player.
what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, and sorry, Edler. Edler also is showing signs that he just,
Defensemen, ooh, they are.
they're. Oh, I'm just gonna add, they're very extremely hard to get.
Well, you have to draft them because if you think you're
Yeah.
going to buy a good defenseman, that's just. I mean, there's a good defenseman coming up at the end of the season, Jeff Petrie out of Montreal.
Yeah.
But you'll pay King's ransom for a guy of that caliber.
Yeah.
I mean, let me put it this way: I still think that Toronto and Edler and Canada, they'd be forced to record.
Oh, absolutely. No, I agree with that.
Like,
Yep.
it would have been worth Toronto's while to throw a big offer and say, okay, take one of these two kids, Johnson or
Yeah.
Kapanen,
Yeah, exactly.
and here's your two guys.
Here's your two guys.
For the playoffs,
Yeah.
they will serve you well
Yeah.
because that's what you're looking for. These two
Yes.
experienced guys.
Yes. And they've been in the playoffs
Oh,
before.
well, and they're absolute warriors.
Yeah, they are. But I was just going to ask you, I know Edler has a no trade clause in his contract. Does Tanev also? Is there a no trade clause in his contract? You know? I don't know.
They signed that contract so long ago.
Yeah, but you know what? Some of these guys, they want a no trade clause, right? And I know.
Well, yeah.
Because his wife said, "We're not moving. We're staying here. We love it. The kids are being
Oh,
raised
yeah.
here."
A guy like Edler, you think he's going to go fucking play for Toronto one day?
Oh.
No fucking way. And I'll tell you what, the Swedes, they don't care about money either. They leave all kinds of money on the table.
Well, their families first.
Well, they're socialists.
Yes, yes.
They believe in the social
Yeah.
way of going. The Sedins, I mean, even Brian Burke said they left millions on the table. He said, just by giving Vancouver the hometown discount all the time, so they're not moving. And Edler, he's not moving. You say, hey, I've made $100 million, I'm retired.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll coach kids with the Sedins.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, that's fine. They deserve it.
Absolutely.
They played hard, and they served us well.
No, they were honorable.
They served us
honorable
well.
men, all.
Oh, exactly. And they were warriors.
They held up the integrity of the game and
Yep.
all the things.
They're not dirty players.
Never know.
Very respectful.
No, I mean, if you say to your kids, who do you want them to be like, are you going to say, I want you to be like Brad Marchand or the Sedins, right?
It's a night and day difference.
Well, you know what I said to a friend of mine the other day, who's a registered Democrat,
Yes.
who actually lives in Canada but votes in the American elections.
Yeah.
And I said, you guys are really missing the boat, because I said, here's a 20-second commercial I'll give you right now. Woman comes home and there's a broken plate on the floor, and the woman looks at Johnny and says, "Who did that?" And he goes, "I don't know, Mom." "Are you sure? You're the only one home." "No, I don't know, Mom. Who did that?" "Johnny, are you lying?" "Yes, I am." "Good boy. You too can be president one day."
There you go.
There's a commercial.
Yes, there you go.
Put it right down their throat.
Yeah.
Say, is this what you really want for your fucking fans? Is this what you want?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Bloomberg should have worked on that.
Oh, I mean,
He
I
had
think
the
that'd
money.
be a good commercial because
Yeah.
he could afford to do it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got the money.
You know. Are you lying, Johnny? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny, you're on your way to the presidency.
But you know what? I got to be honest there. With all this, his credibility's gone. You know what Trump says? People now, even his base, are kind of shaking their head.
No, but you
They're,
see,
they're figuring things out slowly.
yeah, but Art, that's the problem. All mammals defer to authority in a vacuum, and Trump and his Nazis use those tactics on people. It doesn't matter what you say, what the facts are. As the one Christian woman I heard interviewed on CNN said, I don't like Trump because I want to marry him. He's our bodyguard
Yeah. Okay.
against people like Art and Mike.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Well, the conservatism, right?
Well, exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
He defends our conservative values.
yeah, absolutely.
And, you know,
No, I understand. I get it.
I mean, this is a war against conservatism versus modernity.
Yeah, that's exactly
Modernity
right.
is always using the most current knowledge, right?
Yes, of course.
And-
And Trump refuses to get this new knowledge.
Well,
that's
not
out
only
there.
refuses, but his Mercer,
Yeah.
the family who supports him, the billionaire family,
Yeah.
it was just in the newspaper last night, and Google this up, they spent $800 million last year funding organizations that dispute climate science.
Yes.
And they don't care what kind of lie they print. But he put in almost $1 billion last year alone into organizations that spew that Trump horseshit that there's no crisis in the climate.
Well, the proof is out there with the
Well, are
hurricanes. You know,
kidding?
with
Have you
everything's
seen
there.
What's going on in Antarctica in the last 3
Okay.
weeks?
Did you know, Mike, in Holland, we have the world's fastest speed ice skaters. And this is the thing. Every year they have a big race. It's one of the biggest events in Holland. They used to go, my brother and I, we were talking about it last night. Every winter they had this big open ice, like speed skaters, and they go for 7 or 8 hours, depending on what the circuit is. And what the promoter who organizes all these speed skating events on an annual basis in Holland, they said, look, last few winters, through global warming, climate change, we can't do it here no more. So what they have been doing for the last few winters, because Holland really looks forward to these things, the people of Holland. And if you win, you're a fucking celebrity. You're going
Sure.
to made for life. So where did they go? Austria.
Yeah,
With all the fans. You wouldn't
absolutely.
believe it.
Just
So-
look what's going on in Antarctica right now. It's absolutely frightening. The overhead satellite shots of how much ice is melted
Well, also in the Arctic
in
Circle.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And, and you know, and we're in a massive global die-off of species. I mean, the scientists are saying that species are dying at a rate 100 to 10,000 times faster
And
than
also
nature.
the flora. People don't
Well,
realize
that's what part of that part of it.
Sideways
the fauna and flora are all disappearing.
Overnight. Just because you saw a robin in your yard today, you don't understand that since 1970, 60% of all birds have disappeared.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we're
It's,
in total meltdown.
We are, and we won't. It won't really affect. I think it won't really. Well, it probably would affect us 10 years from now, 5, 10 years from now, even earlier. But it's for all the future people.
Oh, when you get rid of biodiversity,
You're gonna
work out.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
serious questions. I mean, you and I, you're right. We're living the last glory days because it's not affecting us standing here
No.
right now. Like we're going, but just every day we wake up to an emptier and emptier world.
We do.
Every day. I mean, you know, there's
Absolutely.
less.
Well, you can. Yeah.
And now human stupidity, because again, these diseases that we're getting are coming from hundreds of thousands of people living in squalid conditions with animals. Again, this is another bat-driven virus shit,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, just like the plague came out of the east, right?
Yep.
You know,
Okay,
the black.
and the Spanish flu. And the Spanish
Well, the Spanish flu.
flu.
You got to remember, the research on that has been quite extensive now. And the Spanish flu, it mutated. You know why? because they had 4.5 million men living in mud holes on the Western Front, and they were all sick and wounded and eating shitty food. Like this was the First World War.
Yes.
So the doctors are saying that flu virus, it had such an incredible host of millions of weak men.
Because
poorly
your immune
fed.
systems
Yep.
are completely
That-
suppressed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely, because you're living months in trenches, you're not eating properly.
Oh, have we, so hold on a sec, Mike. Are we finished here?
We are.
Okay, that's 35 minutes.
Yeah,